Hello, I'm going to show you how to fix the PlayStation 3 with the yellow light of death. And I will get back to you as soon as I have it apart. Now that the PS3 board has been stripped down, I'll clean off the old paste from that, and that CPU and the GPU. And the reason why you get a yellow light of death 95% of the time is this graphics chip. It becomes unseated from the board, fractures happen under the solder balls. Alright, now that all the crud's cleaned off of the chips, I'm going to be flushing it with no clean liquid flux, specially designed for reflowing Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 graphics chips. Now, the reason why I use flux is because when the solder gets reheated, it loses stability and it also becomes brittle from oxidization. The purpose of using flux is to make the solder strong, and if the solder is strong, then less likely it will be to break down. I also just needed to show you it's hooked up to a jig. The purpose of the jig is to keep the motherboard flat and straight to prevent any warping. And I'm going to come back as soon as I get the flux. Alright, now that I flushed the chip with the flux, you might be able to see it under there. And pretty much tilt it to its side, spill flux under the chip, and repeat on all four sides. It gives a good even coat of no clean flux under the chip, so it's prepared for the reflow. And we're gonna put it to the machine, and we're gonna hook up some protective tape to it, and that'll protect the surrounding board from the excess heat from the top heater. And alright, now I got the PlayStation 3 motherboard hooked up to the infrared workstation. As you can see, I have protective heat tape around the GPU. It's the area where it's going to get heat. Purpose of this tape is to protect any of the components under it from getting heated, protect from damage as well. I also have, that is a thermocoupler that's strapped to the very bottom of the board to give me a temperature rating at the bottom of the board. Generally I get it to about 218 Celsius, and that's when the solder has become to a liquid state. That's the front of it, and I'll get back when I get started. Alright, now that I got the top heater lined up with the graphics chip, I'm going to let the machine start right now, actually. And I'm going to let the bottom heater get up to about 180. Let it sit there for about 10 minutes and slowly raise the top heater until I get to about 218. Let it sit there for 30 seconds and then slowly let it cool. And I'll come back to when it gets to the very end of the heating process. Alright, so we let it do its heat profile. As soon as it hits 218, I'm going to stop it, and the reflow process should have been complete. So right now at 215, the solder is at melted point. Two more degrees to go. One more. Oh. Good enough. Now it's good and cooked. As you can see there. Now I'm going to slowly raise up the top. Not too high, not too quick. I got the top off, I did it slowly just so it doesn't get too low of a spike for the temperature. And currently the top is at 234 and bottom 161. I'm going to let this sit for about 20 to 30 minutes until I got about 40 on the bottom and roughly 40 on the top. I'm going to kick the fan at the bottom to cool the board for about 5 minutes, and I'll come back when I have the board cool. While I'm waiting for the board to cool, I'm just cleaning off the old paste from the PS3 heatsinks to show you that the pads should always be on the metal plate for cooling issues. And I'll be back with it. Alright, now that I got the old stuff cleaned off, I use lift off. First I wipe off the excess with a paper towel, then I use that stuff with a Q-tip. And I scrub it down, and then I use another paper towel to wipe off that excess. It leaves a good clean surface and good conductor for the heat from the chip. Alright, now that I let the board cool a little bit, I went to about 50 degrees on the bottom, 40 on the top, and I pulled off all the protective tape. And as you can see, it's at 38 right now with the cooler. Bottom right there is where it's cooling, and right there. And after that, when it's done, sitting for about 10 minutes, I'm going to pull it off, clean that up a little bit from the tape, put new thermal paste on, and hook it up and test it. Alright, now that I cleaned out the processors again, I'm going to apply some thermal. I applied some Arctic Silver 5 to the GPU and CPU.
This is from ours.
So there it is. I'm going to go hook it up to the PlayStation 3 and test. Alright, now that we got it all set up ready for bench tests, I'm going to see how she works. Obviously, I'll turn it off for a minute here. I reset the video. There we go.
And somebody runs and took it. It was me.
Oh, there we go. Just a couple seconds there booting. And as you can see, the reflow was successful. I'm just going to turn it off because I don't want to leave it open too long. And have any. Alright, so just to recap, this is the console I'll rebuilt.
Hello.
And as you can see, she boots up nice. Now just to recap, I used, let's see here, I used really good no clean liquid flux designed for lead-free solder, which is for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. I used lift off to clean the CPU and GPU, the old paste from it. I attached the system board to the jig to keep it straight. I hooked it up to my beast of a machine, the ACHI IR Pro version 3. I brought the board, I preheated the board to at 180 for 10 minutes on the bottom and started my top heating process to about 218 Celsius. And then I slowly let the board cool. Now I'm just going to be posting my contact information on the screen as I'm talking right now. And generally I charge $40 for this repair. So yeah, if you want to get it done right, give me a call. Thank you.